What up, what up, what up? I'm Double P, host of Premier Sports Talk. Hope everybody had a good holiday. You received what you wanted to receive, and hopefully you blessed somebody and gave them what they wanted. On this particular segment, I'm going to drop the current AFC standings. Some of the games got played yesterday. That had playoff implications. I am the host, Double P, the founder and creator of Premier Sports Talk, but I just launched my new channel at Sports Zone Premier. I'm trying to see if anybody gonna tap in here. The comments are open. Drop your chats, drop your opinions, good, bad, or indifferent. Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are. Man, my Pittsburgh Steelers taking on those dog pound Cleveland Browns. Big time rivalry on Sunday. I got a big game implications also. Let me know where y'all from. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know who your NFL team is. Let me know if your team made the playoffs. Let me know. Because Shedeur Sanders told us that he's the one that Cleveland's Brown been looking for. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the current AFC and NFC standings. Then after we get into that, I'll talk about games that was just played on Christmas Day that affected the playoff implication picture. And then hopefully when you get in here in the chat, I'll speak on anything that you have in here. So currently in the AFC, there was a big game on Christmas Day. Denver Broncos played. They actually won that game. Bo Nix has been rising to the occasion, but in the AFC, Denver Broncos are sitting at 13-3. And with that record, they're actually hosting a playoff position. So say congratulations for all you Bronco fans out there. I ain't going to hate on this segment. Hey, y'all been doing what you had to do. I think, I thought that, before the season started, I thought Denver was actually going to get in the playoffs, but not sitting so high. They're sitting at 13-3. I thought before the season started that they was going to get in the wild card. Whenever y'all drop in here, I'm your host, Double P, Prentice Premier. Do me a favor. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know who your current NFL team is. The more you drop in the comments, the more, excited and gives me energy in here in this live feed. So sitting at number 2 in the AFC rankings as far as the playoff pictures go, we got the New England Patriots. They're sitting at number 2, right there behind the Denver Broncos. They're sitting at 12-3. My apologies. Y'all can drop y'all comments. I can see them in here. Drop your comments no matter where you're from. Sitting at number 3, which is a big surprise to all y'all. Before the season started, those Cleveland Browns, they traded down their number 1 pick, gave up Travis Hunter and gave it to the Jacksonville Jaguars because they thought that they was going to get a lower round draft pick in this upcoming 2026 draft. And it backfired on them because the Jaguars are sitting at 11-4. Trevor Lawrence, he's finally coming. He's finally looking like a number 1 draft pick. He got a new coach in there out in Jacksonville. Turned this whole game around. He's doing good. Again, drop your comments. Good, bad, or indifferent. It don't matter. Let me know where you're watching from. One other thing, a special programming note, you'll see there, it says at Sports Zone Premier in 2026. I need to transfer all my live content over to that channel. Premier Sports Talk is not going away, but it's saturated with my short video feeds. If you look at the summary of my channel, I have over 5.4 million views. God is good. I just started this channel in July, got over 5 million views on this channel, but it's basically because of all my short video content. And I love posting the short videos, but I'm I want to be my primary channel to be on my live content collaborations. I just launched this channel yesterday. I had another channel launched 2 days before, and I got locked out of my Google account. And I got a ticket in to try to get that channel locked back up. You got to have 50 subscribers to go live, and I believe I was at 35. So, hey, the struggle's real. I didn't get upset about it. I'm just gonna, get in where I can fit in, and I'm asking for you all support. Go to Sports Zone Premiere. Again, I want to do all my live content over there. So let me get back on track. In the meantime, in between time, let me get back on track. Sitting on top of the AFC, it's the first top 7. The one that's getting the playoffs, y'all. Is Denver sitting at number 1 in the AFC with a record of 13-3. They're looking at hosting the playoff berth. New England Patriots is sitting at number 2 with a record of 12-3. Like I just got done saying, the Jacksonville Jaguars, like they say down in Jacksonville, Duval, Jacksonville, they're sitting at number 3. And my Pittsburgh Steelers, I ain't rocking my Pittsburgh Steelers hat. My Pittsburgh Steelers looking like we're going to win the AFC North Division. Look like we're going to win that AFC North Division. The Baltimore Ravens, they play Saturday night at 8 o'clock against the Green Bay Packers. So the Green Bay Packers beat us, and I hope the Green Bay Packers was doing my Pittsburgh Steelers a favor and beat the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson hasn't been playing all week because he's getting on with a back injury and having them back spasms and those back things that ain't nothing to play with. I used to deal with that once upon a time. I had to get all kind of shots on my back. So I know what Lamar's going through. Don't look like he's going to play in that game. And even if he do, I don't think he's going to finish that game. But if the Baltimore Ravens lose that game against the Green Bay Packers, and I'm thinking they will, because Green Bay Packers is playing for their playoff life also. They're playing for their playoff life also. So I think Green Bay is going to do the Steelers a favor, knock the Ravens out. That means come Sunday when we play the Browns in the big-time conference rivalry, looks like we may not even be worrying about the outcome of that game. I just got an instant alert that came on X, TJ Watt, that, he's been dealing with a punctured lung and he had surgery for a collapsed lung. I don't know how. It's just been 2 weeks. I believe this was going on the 3rd week. He's been practicing this week, but he just got ruled out. Just got a text. TJ Watt's been ruled out in that game against the Cleveland Browns. I'm looking. I'll be tapped into that game, whether they show it nationally or not. I'll find somewhere to watch it. TJ Watt's ruled out of that game, but Myles Garrett and Michael Strahan currently have the all-time NFL sack leading record. If Myles Garrett get a half a sack, he'll be tied with both Michael Strahan and TJ Watts. But if he get a full sack altogether, he'll be the new all-time NFL sack leading for sacks. So I'm looking forward to see if Myles Garrett's able to break that record. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Y'all put in the comments, let me know what you think. With TJ Watts, being ruled out for the game, do you think that the Browns have an opportunity to possibly win that game against the Steelers and try to foil their playoff hopes? Because if the Ravens end up beating the Green Bay Packers, then that game, the last game of the season that we play against the Ravens, that's going to mean everything. The winner of that game is going to win the division and then being in the playoffs. And then the loser of that game, if the Ravens end up winning Saturday, would be knocked out of the playoffs. So that game is pivotal. But again, if the Ravens lose, it's not going to make a difference. Mike Tomlin would be smart. He may let the starters start the game, but he should be switching them out, in my opinion, so nobody gets a injury that they don't need, because they're more valuable during the playoff run. Sitting at number 5, even though they have a better record than my Pittsburgh Steelers in the AFC playoff race, is the Los Angeles Chargers. They tore our butt up. They came to Pittsburgh, Chargers are sitting at 11-4. They're not winning their division currently. That's why they're sitting number 5 behind the Pittsburgh Steelers. Also, sitting at number 6 in the AFC playoff race is the Buffalo Bills. Bills Mafia. They came to Pittsburgh, tore my Pittsburgh Steelers up. But when you're a division leader, it doesn't matter if you win your division. If a team has a better record than you currently and the way it's set up in the NFL, they need to change that. And then the Houston Texans, people don't want to take them for real. They're sitting at 10-5. They're sitting in the number 7 spot. Houston Texans is sitting in the number 7 spot. Y'all can see that up there on the screen. They're sitting in the number 7 spot. The teams that are in contentions currently, in contentions that they can still make the playoffs. I'm getting all kind of texts right in the middle of this feed. Is teams that are in contention is the Colts. Old man River at 44 years old. He ain't just get called up off the couch. He was coaching a high school football team. They called him off the farm. Came in. He's been doing good, playing, extremely well to be so old. He hasn't played in the NFL for 4 years. They brought him back. Trying to, even if the Colts win this weekend, they'll need a lot of help. But my Steelers beat the Colts, so it doesn't matter if Old Man Rivers, if they sneak in, they sneak in. I think we can beat the Colts in the playoffs. But in contentions is the 8-7 Colts and the 7-8 Ravens. The chat should be open, y'all. The chat should be open. In the NFC, but one other thing is, whenever you all do, this was an impromptu last minute. I normally do my Shedeur Sanders Chronicles, what they've been saying up in Cleveland in the national media for the week. But I wanted to drop this content first, the X factors and playoff ramifications of this week in Week 17. I wanted to drop this content first before I drop the content on what they're talking about lately up there in Cleveland and in the national media. It would be really good if Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns was able to upset. It would be good for Cleveland. It wouldn't be good for my Steelers. If the Browns are somehow able to pull off an upset against the Steelers, it would knock the Browns out of there. They're currently at the number 3 draft pick, but the Giants and the Raiders have to win that game. The winner of that game is going to drop out of number 1 and the number 2 draft pick to fall behind the Browns, and the Browns will move up to the number 2 draft pick. If the Browns get the number 2 draft pick, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that they are going to draft a quarterback. And then just don't know what the Browns are going to do. People are always saying that if Shedeur Sanders is not a number 1 quarterback, is that teams are not wanting him to be on their team as a backup quarterback because of his fan following. They call us the Shedeurians. They want to say his supporters are cult followers, which is just absolutely crazy. But let me get on with the rest of this list. I got sidetracked there. I apologize. So in the NFC, we got the Seattle Seahawks, y'all. The Seattle Seahawks is sitting at number 1 in the NFC in the playoffs, ranked number 1 at 12-3. They're going back to their glory days. I just don't believe that Sam Arnold, though, their quarterback, is going to show up in the playoffs. Sam Arnold, played really good with the Minnesota Vikings. They didn't want to give him a big contract extension, and they let him go, and he got picked up by the Seattle Seahawks. And I bet you Sam Arnold's telling the Minnesota Vikings organizations, look at me now. Look at me now. Look what I'm doing. Because right now, the Minnesota ain't even in the playoffs. But they let Sam Arnold go. Look at Sam Arnold now, y'all. Drop your comments. In the NFC, the Seattle Seahawks is sitting at number 1. They would, if they stay number 1 in their division, because the Chicago Bears is right behind them. But if they stay number 1, Seattle Seahawks will be hosting a playoff game. Sitting at number 2, turn the season all the way around. The Chicago Bears. Ben Johnson came over from the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions, I believe, I think this, even though they lost yesterday, which was embarrassing, now they need all kind of help to get into the playoff pictures. But Detroit Lions lost both. Ben Johnson has one of the coordinators, and they lost Aaron Glenn, who's with the Jets, who's drafting really high in the draft pick. He lost. Dan Campbell lost both his coordinators, and Lions may not even get in the playoffs, but it looks like Chicago's in the playoffs either way it go. They're sitting at number 2 with a record 11-4. Philadelphia Eagles, they're back in the picture again, just like how the Kansas City Chiefs was. Last 3 years, Philadelphia Eagles been rocking there. But I just really don't feel confident with the Eagles because they haven't been consistent, but they're finding a way to do what they got to do. They're at the top of the NFC with a record of 10-5. What's truly amazing is in the NFC South down here, I'm down here in the ATL, I picked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win the NFC South division. So Carolina Panthers right now is winning the division. I believe Tampa Bay got to play the Panthers one more time, and that'll probably be for the division. Carolina's currently in the lead in the NFC South, sitting there with a record of 8-7. They got a possibility of oops upside the head of the Buccaneers, and may be a surprise and win the NFC South. Let me know what y'all think. Sitting at number 5, man. Before the season started, Matthew Stafford, man, they had him in some kind of hydraulic bus machine because his back was all jacked up and getting pressure. It was looking like he wasn't going to be able to play, getting all kind of epidural shots in his back. All the daggone Rams have been doing, Los Angeles Rams have been doing, has been balling out. Matthew Stafford has been able to play the whole season. He's up for MVP of the year. I would rather see Matthew Stafford get MVP of the year than Josh Allen getting MVP of the year. Because I think, they didn't want to see Lamar Jackson get Lamar to get the MVP again. So by default, they gave it to Josh Allen. The reason why I say that is because Lamar Jackson had stats across the board was better than Josh Allen, but they gave the award to Josh Allen. I ain't mad because Superman, dun, 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 he be doing his thing. So I want to see. I don't want to see Josh Allen win it back to back. I want to see Matthew Stafford win the MVP, offensive MVP. Who we got next? Shahan. He ought to be coach of the year. All the injuries that the 49ers had, no matter what quarterback's been in there, Mac Jones, Brock Purdy was out with a turf toe. Matthew Jones came in and held up, did really good. He's going to get a big contract, not unless the 49ers re-sign him and pay him some more money. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in the off season with Matthew Stafford. They're talking about Cleveland possibly picking up Matt Stafford. Used to play for the University of Alabama. So, but the 49ers are sitting at number 6 with a record of 11-4. Right behind them, like I said, the Green Bay Packers are fighting for their playoff life. If they lose that game, they're going to be knocked out of the playoffs. They cannot lose that game. If they lose that game, they'll drop down to 9-6. If they lose that game against the Baltimore Ravens, they'll drop down to 9-6. They'll have one more game after that, but they're going to be needing some help. So who's on the outside looking in? Like I said, the Detroit Lions and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So again, I'm Double P, host of Premier Sports Talk. Whenever you watch this live feed, my ask is that it's free. It doesn't cost a thing. Is that you hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, again, I'm dropping all my new live collaborations, all my live feeds is going to go right under there. It's scrolling across the bottom and it's right under my name. It says at Sports Zone Premier. Again, at Sports Zone Premiere. Whenever you view it, my ask is that if you can bless me during this holiday season, bless the channel at Sports Zone Premiere. I need 50 subscribers. Actually, I think 40, because I got locked out of the other channel where I was up to 35 subscribers to start the new channel, and I got locked out and they disabled the account on my Google account. Boy, I was hot yesterday, but it is what it is. Got to find the light in the darkness. Hey, everything's happened for a reason. It is what it is. But if you can hit the thumbs up, drop comments in, out of all these playoff teams, in the AFC North again, I'm going to do another recap. In the AFC, sitting at number 1 is the Denver Broncos with a record of 13-3. Sitting at number 2 is the New England Patriots with a record of 12-3. Sitting at number 3 in the playoffs for the AFC is the Jacksonville Jaguars with a record of 11-4. Sitting at number 4 is my Pittsburgh Steelers. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. I ain't got no terrible towel here. Terrible towels over in the other room. We're sitting at number 4 with a record of 9-6. Los Angeles Raiders are sitting at, Los Angeles Chargers are sitting at number 5 in the playoff standings with a record of 11-4. Buffalo Bills are sitting at number 6 with a record of 11-4. And the Houston Texans sitting with a record of 10-5. On the outside looking in are the Indianapolis Colts and the Baltimore Ravens. So these last 2 games for the Ravens and my Pittsburgh Steelers, major implications when somebody wins or somebody loses. Again, in the NFC, Seattle Seahawks are sitting at number 1 with a record of 12-3. The Chicago Bears, the Bears. I don't know if I got any Bears fans in here. They're sitting at number 2 in the NFC playoffs with a record of 12-4. Philadelphia Eagles are sitting at number 3. I'm just doing a recap with a record of 10-5, sitting at number 4. The Carolina Panthers, they may win the NFC South Division over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, sitting at number 4 with a record of 8-7. Los Angeles Rams are sitting at number 5 with a record of 11-4. They are tied with the San Francisco 49ers with a record of 11-4. And the Cheeseheads, the Green Bay Packers, is in that last slot, sitting at number 7 with a record of 9-5. Again, Saturday night, the Green Bay Packers and the Baltimore Ravens, Saturday night game. They play at 8 o'clock. I don't know if that's going to be on Netflix or Prime Videos, but they play at 8 o'clock. Of course, I'll be rooting for the Cheeseheads. Thank you for all that have supported Premier Sports Talk. Premier Sports Talk is not going away. It will primarily in 2025, it will just be having my short media content on here. I have over 5.4 million views. It's on the overview on my channel. Thank you all for blessing the channel. Because without each and every one of you who subscribe to a Premier table, reserved your seat at the Premier Sports Talk table, there is no double P on Premier Sports Talk. I'm not going away. I'm not canceling this channel. I just need to transfer all my live feed over to that channel, to at Sports Zone Premiere. It's scrolling across the bottom and it's right underneath from my in captions there, at Sports Zone Premiere. Tap in, subscribe to the channel, be a blessing so we can rock on 2026 on all my live collaborations, all my live feeds. On Sports Zone Premiere, I'll be covering not only the NFL, college football, NBA, WNBA, college football, college basketball, and boxing. All things sports. Track and field, too. I'm a big-time track and field. I ran track and field in high school and a little bit in college. So thank you for supporting the channel. May you have a blessed day. And like I always like to say when I close, be a blessing to someone else. And most importantly, forgive those because we are all need to be forgiven for some things. Hey, may y'all have a prosperous new year, and I will see you when I see you. Thank you for tapping in, watching. I just gave you the latest and greatest X factors and the records for the AFC and the NFC standings. The talk shortly on the playoff implications. And then I'm ready to do I'll probably going to drop it tomorrow. What are they saying now in the Shador Sanders Chronicles? There's been a lot of crazy stuff being said in national media and in local media up there in Cleveland. Is this journey that Mr. Shador Sanders is going through is better than a soap opera, y'all. It's hey, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. And Shador Sanders already said, he wouldn't change anything in his journey because it's taught him a lot of lessons and it's making him a stronger man and stronger in his faith. See y'all when I see y'all. Blessings fall upon you and your extended family. Where's my song at? Shador said he's the one we've been looking for.
They say that a legend was forged.
A legend was forged.
They gon' cap, I wasn't feeling it at first. But then I realized, God, man,
144.
really in the lab working on me. I got the proof, let me tell you, buddy. On the first day of the fun, God breathed his breath in me. Said when you start reaching any gifts, son, make sure you mention me. On the second day of the fudge, he poured every gift into me. The spirit, the fruits, and the gifts. I got them all thanks to the king. On the third day of the fudge, God said, son, you gon' endure some pain. I'ma teach you how to smile in the rain. A lot of sleepless nights, but you gon' gain. See the man that you gon' be, he can't be lame. So I'ma teach you how to give the glory to my name. On the fourth day of the forge, I was praying on my knees. I'm in the fire, it's hot, but I'ma let God do his thing. On the fifth day of the forge, I started to realize that I'm loved. They hated me, but I'ma keep on going, cause God was in the lab cooking up. On the sixth day of the forge, I had a prayer to go to my knees. On the seventh day of the forge, the storm came, but God showed up for me. They said 4,000 gon' fall, but I know I got a favor on me. On the eighth day of the forge, the world tried to come for my soul. On the ninth day of the forge, they tried to take my glow. On the 10th day of the forge, the world tried to take my joy. On the 11th day of the forge, I started hearing them voices, oh Lord. But on the 12th day of the forge,
On the 12th day of the forge, God released me.
On the 12th day of the forge, God released me.
God always pulls us through our storms. Y'all remember that. See y'all when I see you.